Hi, and welcome back to this week's Maddie to the Max Vlog Talks. This week we shall be discussing Big Hero 6. Yay! Yes, this is my superhero voice. Warning, warning, warning! This video will contain spoilers. If you have not seen Big Hero 6, I suggest you do not proceed just yet. But for everybody else, hi! Okay, where do I begin with this movie? Oh, what a breath of fresh air. Although at the same time, it's very similar to what has already been done. If you haven't noticed the current trend that is happening in the movie-making biz, it is all about superheroes. It all started with Iron Man, but now everything is superheroes, and I personally am loving it. I did not expect this movie to have as many feels as it did. I mean, like, 3 or 4 times during this movie, I'm like tearing up. I'm like about to cry, and I'm like, I can't, I'm wearing makeup. There are so many feels! So I knew nothing about this movie except for the big white guy and the little kid, and the little kid was making him a superhero suit. So I kind of had my own kind of conception of what Baymax was gonna sound like. The only thing I ever saw of it was when Hiro was trying to make Baymax the suit, and he was kind of failing miserably at it. Like, it was awesome, but then it exploded everywhere, and then he goes running after the soccer ball. You remember that one? Yeah. So because of that, I kind of had this pre-conceptualized idea of what the characters already kind of were. I thought that Baymax was going to be very childlike and silly and not really knowing that much about anything, and I expected his voice to be, well, honestly, I actually didn't expect him to talk at all. So when he did talk in the movie, I was like, oh, okay, that's not quite the voice I would have put with that character, but it ended up growing on me and I really liked it after a while. I loved how shape-wise these characters were very, very different from each other. We have the girl that's really thin and twiggy, and then we have the girl that's very athletic and she's kind of squatter and she has more shape to her. Then we got the brawny guy, and then we had Fred. Oh my god, Fred. Man after my own heart. When we see his house, I'm just like, ah! You think he's a dork? I think he's a dreamboat. He is rich, but doesn't like to flaunt it, but buys so much comic book junk. Boys, I think I found you a daddy! It's not often that you get a main character that's actually smart. I mean, like, math, technology kind of smart, especially in a kid's movie. We get a smart character, which is so great because it's such a role model for kids. That's right, kids! If you study hard, you too can become a superhero. But what can happen a lot when you have a kid main character is that they're voiced by an adult, and it sounds so much like an adult. Case in point, the Lorax. Seriously, does Zac Efron even remotely sound like a 12-year-old?
Yes!
I didn't think so, but with this it was really good. Like, I legitimately was like, oh, this is a kid. I really fell into it, and that was really good. Now, here's a question for you. Who is the person that has the most likelihood of death in a Disney movie? That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the parents. If you are a parent in a Disney movie, you are probably going to die. And that's all I have to say about that. Okay, so I want to talk about the entire architecture, kind of the cultures in this movie. Tokyo and San Francisco. Okay! First saw the sign at the very beginning, it was like, oh, wait, Tokyo? What? And it is the culture of Tokyo, so it still has that Japanese kind of culture that I really, really, really like. And then it has the architecture of San Francisco with the hills and the tiny houses and the trolleys, and it was really good. And truth, merging these two cultures together, it did it very seamlessly, and I really enjoyed that. Also, I like that there was no love interest. I know that's weird to say, especially in a Disney movie, but they're really doing that a lot now with Frozen and Brave. The fact that there is no love interest kind of is more modern now. Although, I love love interest because I love love! But the fact that these very diverse characters, there was no one stereotype of, hey, I'm the slacker, but I like this workaholic, and at the end we have this kiss, and blah, blah, blah. Not what it was. These were 6 very defined characters whose main quality wasn't their love interest, which was great! I think it's very interesting the fact that Hiro's main superpower isn't like the other ones. The other ones have like the laser cutters or the jumpy things or the scooter or the throwy things that do the chemical whatever. And his main power is that he has Baymax. So he's the leader, builder, creator. It's kind of cool though. Having a kid be the leader of this but not actually fight is an interesting choice actually. These things were made obviously to be toys. They were. And chances are I'll probably buy one. Maybe not a Baymax because everybody has one of those, but maybe like a Go-Go or a Honey Lemon. I wouldn't mind having one of those. Those chicks, they kicked butt. I am looking forward to the sequel. So those are all my thoughts on Big Hero 6. What are some of yours? Let me know in the comments below. And from now until next time, don't you forget to keep smiling. Away!